the design of communication, usually related to some kind of product or service or event. So as opposed to fine art, where the inspiration might come from within the artist, the designer is working with clients to communicate a particular message, to explain or to clarify or to try and make something happen. I think some people have a natural visual talent, like call them form givers, natural form givers. But there's also a real intelligence that has to go with it, and having an ability to be analytical. So I think some things about design might come to people naturally, but other things you have to learn. As a designer, you're trying to solve a particular problem or achieve a particular goal. It can't just be whatever you want it to be. So there's an instinctive quality, like a visual ability that hopefully goes with it, but then you have to work really hard to learn how to craft that skill and make it work for you. As a designer, you are usually given your creative challenge. So you're usually working with a client, whether that's like a corporation or a nonprofit, or even if it's a self-initiated project, there's usually, it has a particular agenda that you're trying to steer what you do in order to achieve that agenda, even if it's just to inform people. Some designers themselves. Whereas an artist, I think their inspiration really comes from within, and they set their own agenda for what they want to do. I get really inspired by listening to the news. It sounds kind of random, but like I listen to NPR, and there's always these incredible stories of, I don't know, things happening, and I'm always thinking like what design could do to help that problem or solve that problem, and that gets me really excited. Or I'll be driving and I'll hearing stuff, because the news is always like problems. This is happening and this is a problem. We need to solve this. And I'm always thinking, I'll be thinking of a student project that somebody did that would be perfect. For that. Like that gets me really excited, because I think design can be a more powerful thing than people. I don't think that it's possible for a designer or really anybody to do their job. Their personality. I think designers what they do should be appropriate for what they're trying to achieve. So rather than always putting, for example, the same personal style on or putting their kind of mark on things so that it overpowers the content. I don't think that's good. Designers are creative people, and they are going to put there to an extent understand why. If it's still getting the job done for their client or for whoever it's for. And I think that's people who are only thinking about what they can't do and what they couldn't make it work out, and they just come and if the project, the project is happening and it's all about what's not possible, rather than like, I thought about that, I tried that, and that didn't work, and so what I tried was this instead. That's what you want to hear. Nobody wants to work with people who are just talking this defeatist kind of attitude. So I actually got kind of hooked on soccer, football, Premier League stuff, and living in England. So now, tend to spend more time watching that. Although, like, what the sound is pretty impressive. That's completely ramped up since I did that. Like, hey, soccer in America. Yeah, they can actually.